Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि जय सच्चि नदिया बिहारी गौर हरि नदिया बिहारी मायापुर चंद्र गौर हरि सच्ची माता प्राणधन गौर हरि विष्णु प्रिया प्राणधन गौर हरि कलियुग अवतारी गौर हरि कलियुग कलिमलहारी गौर हरि कलिमला नितायर प्राणधन गौर हरि नितायर पतित पावन गौर हरि गौर 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 हरि गौर 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 हरि जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि जय जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि सच्चि जय गौर हरि गौर हरि गौर हरि जय गौर हरि गौर हरि जय नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय नित्यानंद राम नित्यानंद राम जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय निताय गौर हरिवाल 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 निताय गौर हरिवाल निताय गौर निताय गौर हरिवाल निताय गौर हरिवाल निताय गौर हरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीडी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Brahmachari class, part of Priti Vardhanam Hope the Priti is increasing. Love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, and their devotees, the residents of this temple. Last time we had been discussing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antalila, 9th chapter, the deliverance of Gopinath Pattanaik. We'll continue the same. You should not keep anything incomplete, so you should complete it. So last time we discussed how for misappropriating the government property, some 2 lakh kahanas, Gopinath Patnaik was asked for it, and then when he said he has spent the money, in a sense he doesn't have money, so his horses could be taken, but then that Purushottam Jana, the son of Prataprudra, King Prataprudra, he gave very less price, in a sense, gave very less value of them, kept very less value. So then Gopinath Patnaik became very angry, and then he made fun of that Gopinath Jan. He had the idiosyncrasy, something like this he would do, look at the sky while speaking. So then he said, my horses don't do like this, so they cannot be priced so less. That enraged this Purushottam Jana, and then he gave him the sentence of being hanged on or thrown on the Changa. And then eventually his relatives are also caught, and news was being brought by the relatives, friends of Gopinath Patnaik, time and again to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very upset, and we discussed up to '65th. So there in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he says that the king has no fault. He wants the government's money. However, when they are punished for failing to pay the government its due, they come to me to release them. As a beggar sannyasi, a mendicant, I wish to live alone in a solitary place, but these people come to tell me about their unhappiness and disturb me. Jagannath has saved him once from death today, but if tomorrow he again does not pay what he owes the treasury, who will give him protection? So that's where we saw up to 65th. In the purport, Prabhupada says the Supreme Personality of Godhead will certainly protect a devotee who does something sinful accidentally. Apicheta Suduracharo. While performing devotional practice, some sin happens accidentally without our intention, and that will be forgiven. Sometimes some mosquito may be killed by you, sometimes some other reptile or animal. That was not that we wanted to kill that animal or that reptile, but somehow got killed. So that will be forgiven. Unintentional sin, unintentionally committed some mistake. But Prabhupada ahead says, however, if a devotee or so-called devotee purposefully commits sinful activities continually in the hope that Krishna will give him protection, Krishna will not protect him. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kali ke rakhibe yadi na debe rajdhan. Jagannath has saved Gopinath Patnaik from being killed by the king today, but if he commits the same offense again, who will give him protection? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus warns all such foolish devotees that Jagannath will not protect them if they continue to commit offenses. So no sin should be committed again. Unintentionally committed, that will be forgiven. But we should not make a habit of committing that sin. Next, 66th. Vishairavata shubda hayaman tate iha dek rahi mora nahi prayojan. If I hear about the activities of materialistic persons, my mind becomes agitated. There is no need for me to stay here and be disturbed in that way. So we should not hear about materialistic people, their activities. Day before yesterday, I was in Vijayawada. So there, in morning Bhagavatam class, I took one verse, 152nd verse of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 19th chapter, Rupa Shiksha, which is the verse following. ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कोनो भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज. So there in Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that after receiving this Bhakti Lata Bij, the devotee should sow it in the garden of his heart, and with the Hare Krishna, with the watering of Shravanam and Kirtanam, he should nourish that plant. So there Prabhupada's purport is very amazing. He says Shravanam and Kirtanam is most important, but deity worship should not be neglected, because very advanced devotees like Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur could go on just with the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, but most of the devotees are not that advanced. For neophytes and those who are not so advanced like Haridas Thakur, deity worship should be there, is also recommended. Then Prabhupada talks about different seeds. He talks about Karma Bij, Gyan Bij mainly. So Karma Bij means fruitive mentality. One works with some material fruit or material gain in mind. So that is Karma Bij. Even while practicing pure devotional service, the sadhaka may be infected with this thought, with this mentality, that I will do particular service only if I get some material gain through it. Some facility should be given to me, provided to me. Then only he works. Otherwise, selflessly he doesn't feel like working only. So that is karma bij in his heart. Like sometimes after marathon, devotees may expect feast. So that should not be expected. Every day is feast only. Rice, dal, sabji, chapati. Prasadam is the feast. So that should not be. So sometimes some people have that kind of mentality. So that should not be there. Similarly, Jnana Bij is there. The tendency to get rid of troubles in life. So in service also, I was explaining there that devotees get frustrated and they are worried, when will this service get over? Okay, chalo, this marathon just one more month or 15 more days, and then forget it. For next 11 months, I don't have to worry at all. So this is Jnana Bijiness. Want to get rid of the service only. You are frustrated with the service. So service, one should not be frustrated with. One should know that his approach to service is wrong. That's why he's feeling frustration. How can service be frustrating? Service is producing bliss. He says, Susukham kartum avyam. This process of Krishna consciousness is a jolly process. Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So why are we not happy in life? Because of this Jnana Bij. Somehow, by associating with Mayavadis or Jnanis, somewhere we have got this seed of Jnana Bij. So Prabhupada says Bhakti Lata Bij is different. Then he describes many more seeds. Then he says about political seeds. So devotee having interest in politics. Outside everybody has interest in politics. Now the elections are coming up. So devotees also have interest in politics. So these are political seeds which devotee has received by associating with politicians from outside world. Hearing from them, hearing about them from others, we will receive these political seeds. And then some devotees got into politics only. They gave up bhakti. They started distributing free blankets, free food, and so many other things like that. And some of them stood for some political party also. One devotee lost also. So this is not the proper association. One should associate with the sadhus and not with the politicians like this. Otherwise one will become politician in the outside world, or within devotee circle also one will be very political. One will try to play partiality for his own followers. He wants them to get facilities and others he doesn't care. So these are political seeds. Then Prabhupada talks about social seeds in Grihastha, because there were maximum Grihasthas there in that temple. There are hardly 5-6 brahmacharis in Vijayawada. ISKCON temple, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar temple on the bank of Krishna river. So in the audience, whatever the audience, 70, 80, 100. So they were all Grihasthas only. So there I was telling that how devotees may compete with their colleagues in the company and think that, he's so having such a nice flat. So my flat also should be like that. Or my house should be better than him. Clothes, the cars, the bank balance. So it's a social position. Or even within devotee circle, within ISKCON also, ISKCON is also society. So we may also think about our social position. What is my level in devotee circle? Okay, I'm initiated now. I'm senior devotee. And the others are not initiated. And all that kind of materialistic calculations within a spiritual society. These are social seeds. And then there are philanthropic seeds also. One wants to do some benevolent work as far as body is concerned. one may give whatever. Poor people he may help and all that. People may give up serving Vaishnavas and may go outside and try to serve some materialistic people in the name of philanthropic activities. So this is all very dangerous seeds. And every sadhaka, as long as he is Kanishtadhikari, he has these seeds to some extent or the other. And that's why he cannot practice pure devotional service. In parampara, for paramparas, only the seed of Bhakti Lata Bij only is given. Bhakti Lata is only given. None of these political, social, philanthropic, karma bij, gyan bij, these are not given at all. But a sadhaka, because of his wrong associations outside the parampara, outside this pure parampara, he gets the seeds and he is watering them also. Bhakti Lata bij may get choked. So these are very dangerous seeds. That's why a sadhaka doesn't experience bliss in his spiritual practices. So they should not be entertained. Rather, they should be destroyed. Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. So when one practices pure devotional service by hearing from pure devotee spiritual master, then all these other seeds spiritual master will burn them to ashes. In fact, spiritual master never gives these seeds, but we receive them from wrong sources and then we cultivate them, and then Bhakti Lata Bij gets choked and devotee suffers like anything. So one should not allow this. This Anartha Nivritti stage goes on for lifetimes. In likely that many of us in our previous life were initiated from some spiritual master in bona fide sampradaya, and then we started our bhajan, and then anarthas were exposed. In a sense, we were face to face with our anarthas and we collapsed. Either we gave up that life itself or we died in that body. And in this life, we again at one point of time we came across devotees and we developed, because Purva Janma Sukruti is there, we have that Shraddha. So we got attracted to devotees, devotees gave us beads, we started chanting, we soon came to 16 rounds, then we got initiated, and again we are facing our anarthas. And again this life may also go in anarthas. Again we will die, next lifetime again we'll come across some devotees and we'll begin our bhajan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And again we'll be face to face with our anarthas. And then we are not able to face them. We are not able to get rid of them. Again we will die. Again next lifetime. And this will go on. One is not able to cross only Anartha Nivritti stage to enter in Nishtha stage, which is Madhyamadhikari stage. This is a mode of goodness. Passion and ignorance is only troubling the sadhaka. So many lifetimes can pass by, and that's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says. Bahujanma Kauriyadi Shravana Kirtan Tabuta na paye Krishna Pade Premadhan. Many millions of lifetimes of Shravanam and Kirtanam, still one does not develop attachment to Krishna's lotus feet. So one goes on struggling with the anarthas. And this is the biggest problem, as we have heard, that it is like climbing a hill. So it's very tedious, troublesome, cumbersome zone. So taking some vehicle or with some luggage. Then the Nishtha is the plateau on the top. And then Ruchi Asakti Bhav Prem, or the downward slope going down. That is very easy. Rather, one will be so much in ecstasy, one has to apply some brake for others' sake. So that will be high class. Nishtha also very easy. But Anartha Nivritti is what most of the people get stuck in. And they lose hope, they lose enthusiasm. Then the routine life begins somehow like a checkmated. For brahmachari, it can be like a very strangling only. Oh, I cannot become grahastha. Grahastha life is horrible. But here also there is no ecstasy. I am stuck here. I don't know what to do. Other brahmacharis are going on. Maybe they will also cool down like me. Eventually, we are hoping or we are cursing them like that. But some are too much enthusiastic. This fellow, what? Oh, why is he going so fast? Crazy fellow. Something like that. All these thoughts will come because we are in Anartha Nivritti stage. So that phase has to be crossed, some lifetime or the other. So in this life, we are fortunate to have come across Prabhupada. If we use it appropriately, we remain humble. Two regulatory principles for Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. One is always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So one who keeps chanting every day, unlimitedly, that is required. 16 good rounds in the morning, but apart from that, daytime as much as possible on the beats, off the beats. Keep chanting. As Prabhupada, when asked, why not chant more than 16 rounds? Prabhupada said also, why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? So that should be the goal. Daily 16,000 rounds. Like that. कोई माई का लाल अभी तक पैदा नहीं हुआ है who can complete so much. Haridas Thakur, Namacharya, he would do 192. So we cannot cross that also. But that's the mood basically. And keep chanting. And apart from that, Vaishnava Seva, serving Vaishnavas. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva, Nistara Paiche Keba, giving up the association of devotee. Some people went to Radhakund, some people went to holy places here, there. Mhm. Some people keep chanting many rounds daily, but because they are offending Vaishnavas, they give up association of devotees, go to Radhakund and keep chanting throughout day. They also don't have level of ecstasy. Because scriptures, you know Kanchipurna story. He was waving the charmer to the Lord, and that devotee happened to ask, when would he go back to Godhead? And Lord said, yes, in this very life he's great. When he asked about himself, Lord said, no, you cannot go back to Godhead. Why? Because you have not served any of my Vaishnavas. You only served me. That is not enough. That's no use. So really, then what's the use? Then he kept the charmer down. He did not throw it. He kept it down, and he left that place to serve some Vaishnavas. But who will give him service in Kanchipuram? So he went far off place, disguised himself, and some Vaishnava, not knowing Kanchipurna's whereabouts, he gave him some service. He served him for some months as a humble menial servant. Whatever that Vaishnava provided prasad with, he was happy. Then after some months, when he came back, picked up the charmer, started doing, Lord, now I have served your devotees. He said, yes, now you will definitely go back to Godhead. Rivo! So see, clear cut, Lord in the deity form. The one who is conversing with the Lord cannot go back to Godhead without serving the Vaishnavas. That is Madhyamadhikari, who knows that more important than serving the Lord is serving the devotees. Kanishthadhikari, he thinks he sees the Lord only in the deities and he is mad after serving deities and he offends Vaishnavas. So he remains a Kanishta only. That's why scriptures have etiquettes like, even if you are doing deity worship and some person comes and he comes in the darshan, temple hall for darshan and he's confused, he's bewildered, you have to stop deity worship, come out of the altar, take care of that person, say, sir, be comfortable. Just Aarti is going on. This is your father's place only. Krishna is your father, Radharani is your mother. Could I just continue Aarti? I'll come back after some time. When he's comforted, then you can resume your remaining part of the Aarti. You cannot continue in like that only. You have to comfort that person. So such etiquettes are there to only bring a Kanishta Adhikari to the level of a Madhyama Adhikari. So Madhyama Adhikari understands the devotees of the Lord are more important. What he says, Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Tasmat Parataram Devi, Tadiyanam Samarchanam. And the topmost Tadiya among all the Tadiyas, paraphernalia of the Lord, are the devotees of the Lord. So Vaishnava Seva is the most important thing. Tadeira Charana se bhi bhakta sane vas janame janame hoy yei abhilash. Narottam Das Thakur has put it in such nice words that serving these Vaishnavas while staying in the six Goswamis, while staying in the association of devotees. That's what I want, birth after birth, to be my only thing. Jagannath has saved Gopinath Patnaik from being killed by the king today. But if he commits the same offense again, who will give him protection? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus warns all such foolish devotees that Jagannath will not protect them if they continue to commit offenses. So we should not commit offenses. Offenses are the ones which are blocking our advancement in spiritual life. So our test in chanting the holy name is also because of avidya. Sat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapi Avidya. Krishna's name, fame, qualities, pastimes are very sweet, like sugar candy. But because of this avidya, this ignorance, so then pitta upatapta rasanasya narochaka, then we don't find holy name to be very sweet. We feel it to be very bitter, very boring, dry, all that. To the degree we commit offenses in our life, to that degree holy name will be very disturbed, very angry with us. Yathamam prapadyante. Krishna has appeared in the form of holy name. So whatever way we deal with his devotees, in a wrong way, so Krishna in the form of holy name will not reciprocate with us. Will just remain very neutral or neglectful towards us. And when holy name neglects, then it becomes very difficult. So one should by all means avoid committing offenses. Okay, Mahaprabhu here next we had read. If I hear about the activities of materialistic persons, my mind becomes agitated. There is no need for me to stay here and be disturbed in that way. So political seats I was telling in. So we should not have interest in political field. If our superiors tell, go and give vote for those who are more what you call oriented to dharma, give vote to them and come back. No, your goal is to go back home, back to Godhead, and take as many people as possible with you back to Godhead. Not getting into so much of politics. Although already having political seats, will get more seats, and then it will be troublesome. काशी मिश्र कहे प्रभुर धरिया चरणे तुमि के ने यही बातें क्षोभ कर रमने. So Kashi Mishra consoled, pacified the Lord, caught hold of the Lord's lotus feet and said, why should you be agitated by these affairs? सन्यासी विरक्त तोमार कासा ने संबंधा व्यवहार लागी तोमा भजे से ही ज्ञान अंध. You are a renowned sannyasi. What connections do you have? One who worships you for some material purpose is blind to all knowledge. So Kashi Mishra is also joining the Lord in his disturbed state of mind, or rather what you call reconfirming his disturbance. Lord doesn't want to deal with such kind of materialistic activities that his devotee also, like Gopinath Patnaik has done. So Kashi Mishra is saying, yes, why should you be worried about all this? You just be peaceful, like that. So whatever the mood of the master, that should be the mood of the servant also. You might have heard, I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about that Gopal Ban or somebody said that a king said, the master said, oh, this best sabji among all is brinjal sabji. Then Gopal Ban said, yeah, brinjal, it's very amazing. It looks very attractive. It can be cut very quickly, and then it can be cooked also quickly and all that. Then the king said, oh, this brinjal is very third class sabji, what a horrible. It's a very horrible thing. What all seeds and all that, hardly any substance. And he condemned it and like that. He said, best is actually potato. Said, yeah, potato. Potato is the best sabji, easily available. You can just peel it off and cut it, and then in all sabjis you can add potato. Bengal, the king of all sabjis is potato only. And Bengali cooks wherever they go, potato only, everywhere. So then king said, oh, this potato is very bad. Yeah, it's very bad. It's a cheap food basically. Many times it gets rotten, and this thing comes, that thing comes. And the king said, hey, you rascal, what are you saying? When I glorify brinjal, you glorify. When I condemn, then you condemn. When I glorify potato, you glorify potato. When I condemn potato, you... So what are you saying? What is your opinion? He said, I have no opinion. So master, whatever is your opinion is my opinion. So when you say brinjal is the best according to me. When you say brinjal is worst, brinjal is the worst. So mood of the spiritual master or mood of the master should be the mood of the servant. So that way he flourishes in spiritual life. Certainly the spiritual master should be very high class. We are talking about the Lord only here. So here Kashi Mishra is confirming with the Lord, whatever his state of mind, he is saying the same thing. Prabhupada purport also says, many people become show bottle devotees for material profits. Indeed, materialistic persons sometimes take to professional devotional service and keep Vishnu, the Supreme Personality Godhead, as a means of livelihood. None of this, however, is approved. Ahead he says, the desire of the impersonalist to merge into the existence of Brahman is also material, because such an impersonalist wants to gratify his senses by merging into the existence of Krishna instead of serving his lotus feet. Ahead. तोमार भजन फले तोमाते प्रेम धन विषय लागी तोमाय भजे सेई मूर्ख जन. Kashi Mishra continued, if one engages in devotional service for your satisfaction, this will result in his increasingly awakening his dormant love for you. But if one engages in your devotional service for material purposes, he should be considered a number one fool. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that there are many materialistic persons who become preachers, gurus, religionists, or philosophers only for the sake of maintaining a high standard of living and sense gratification for themselves and their families. Sometimes they adopt the dress of a sannyasi or preacher. They train some of their family members as lawyers and continually seek help from a high court to acquire riches on the plea of maintaining temples. Although such persons may call themselves preachers, live in Vrindavan or Navadvip, and also print many religious books, it is all for the same purpose, namely to earn a living to maintain their wives and children. So none of this kind of professional approach, in a sense, earning money through spirituality, is appreciated in the Vedas or in the Acharya's statements. तोमालागी रामानंद राज्य त्याग केला तोमालागी sanatan vishaya chadila. Now he starts giving example. Devotee, when he speaks, he should give example also of sadhus, of the bygone sages or devotees of the past. For the current scenario, whatever you want to establish, we should give examples from the scriptures and of the sadhus also. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So for your sake, O Lord, Ramananda Rai, he gave up the opulence of kingdom, and Sanatan Goswami also gave up sense objects. Tomalagi Raghunath Sakala Chadiya Chadila Hetaya Tahayra Pita Vishaya Pathaila. For your sake, Raghunath Das Goswami gave up all his family relationships. Hetaya Tahara Pita Vishaya Pathaila. His father sent money and men here to serve him. When he came to Shri Jagannath Puri Dham, these servants and money were sent here. Tomara Charana Krupa Hayya Chetahare, because he was blessed with your lotus feet, mercy of your lotus feet. Chhatre Magi Khai Vishaya Sparsha Nahi Kare. He was begging from the booth, food booth, and he was not touching that money and food sent by his father. Ramanandar Bhai Gopinatha Mahashay Tomahai Te Vishayvancha Tara Ichhanay. Gopinath Patnaik is a good gentleman. He does not desire material benefits from you. He is clarifying now. First pacifying and then now clarifying. Tara dukha dekhi tara sevaka digan tomare janaile yate ananya sharan. It is not Gopinath who sent all those men so that you would release him from his plight. Rather, his friends and servants, seeing his distressed condition, informed you because they all knew that Gopinath is a soul surrendered unto you. So that is not his fault. So much anger on Gopinath is not required. Sei Shuddha Bhaktaye Toma Bhaje Toma Lagi Apanara Sukha Dukhe Haya Bhoga Bhagi. Gopinath Patnaik is a pure devotee who worships you only for your satisfaction. He does not care about his personal happiness or distress, for that is the business of a materialist. So we should also, especially doing missionary activities helps from getting rid of our comfort zone. A lot of tendency is there to be in comfort zone. If you can imagine Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was Simha Guru, and under him his disciples only, even sannyasis, they wanted rooms facing Ganga, and they wanted to live in that marble temple and have a very happy life. So then it all got disintegrated. So that tendency is very much there to be very comfortably situated, isn't it? Like you can see also, whenever we go for yatra, immediately first, okay, where will my bed be? Where will I keep my mosquito net? Isn't it? There is so much. Where will my gamcha be? Because our life is very simple. These simple things are only become very big there. Then within 1 or 2 days, everything is fixed. This hook of this window, that is for the kopin of this Prabhu. And that door towels will be of that Prabhu. And near the bathroom or near the tree branch, this Prabhu's dhoti will be hanging. It's like all what they call reserved. Now reservation is done. Isn't it? First come, first serve. Like that. And others also may adjust. They will put on their bag only, their gamcha, like that. Isn't it? How many of you seen that? We all do that. We are all expert. Everybody. So if you get only one single room for yourself, that is different. But that most of us will not get. So that is not. Dormitory means so many, and even otherwise minimum 2-3 devotees per room. So there also, then we immediately first concern is that where to put gamcha, where to wash dhoti kurta, charger, charger. Yeah, latest. This is what you call postmodern era brahmachari. So where will my charger be, like that? And if it is only one plug, then we will have, Prabhu, you charge in the morning, I will charge in the night, like that. So if you get into preaching, then things, scenario changes. You're out of your comfort zone. Then you don't know where to put your kurta or gamcha. So keep moving. They say that rolling stone gathers no moss. Moss means khai, kai, algae, kind of, that. So if the stone is just lying like that, and in the monsoon season, then eventually algae and all that stuff will gather around it. But if the stone is rolling continuously, so then it will not gather any moss. So we should keep moving on. Prabhupada said, let the wheels be moving. You should get into missionary activities. How many of you have projects by which you have to go out of temple regularly? Regular means every week. Very good. Or if not, then go as an assistant to those who have the projects. Go with them and don't remain in ashram 24/7. Except if you are told, like pujaris, maybe full-time pujaris, they cannot go out. Otherwise, some others will run behind them. They may not be able to go out, but otherwise, earlier when NVCC began, we had traveling pujaris. From Kunjabari temple, pujaris were coming. So they were also traveling. Like we have traveling preachers, we have traveling pujaris also. But basically, don't remain in one place. Otherwise, will you become attached? The tendency is very much there. So one should get rid of such tendency. It may be little physically uncomfortable when we move out of our comfort zone, but mentally and spiritually it will be very nourishing. Soul will be brisk, soul will be in bliss. Otherwise, physically will be very comfortable and the soul will be feeling very dry, hackneyed, boring. So he's saying Gopinath Patnaik is a pure devotee who worships you only for your satisfaction. He does not care about his personal happiness or distress, for that is the business of a materialist. Or if you have materialistic mindset, then also we may care about our personal happiness only, or distress. तुम्हारा अनुकंपा चाहे भजे अनुक्षण अचिरात मिले तारे तुम्हारा चरण. One who engages in your devotional service 24 hours a day, desiring only your mercy, will very soon attain shelter at your lotus feet. See, such high class things are there. तुम्हारा अनुकंपा चाहे भजे अनुक्षण, and that appropriately Prabhupada translated, one who engages in your devotional service 24 hours a day. If you ask ourselves, are we engaged 24 hours a day? No. Are we ready to be engaged 24 hours a day? Maybe not. But so many other things, the uncontrolled mind is ecstatic about. Prajalpa mind is happy, overeating, and so many other things. So what is happening in politics, and what's happening in the world, and what about society, what is happening to our relatives, who went to America. So much of interest is there in materialistic affairs, but for spiritual life, so much test is not there. Reading Prabhupada books daily or Acharya's commentaries, that test will not be there. That hardly we touch. But then mobile, laptop, so many times I will be touched. For service, it's fine. But otherwise, these are all time wasters. Lot of time gets wasted in these affairs. It's not a, it's a fact in one sense. To the degree we use less machines, to that degree we will be able to successfully read, chant and all that. Otherwise, so many distractions, weapons of mass distraction, than weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction like guns and cannons. Hardly any one of us might have seen cannon. How many of you seen cannon directly, which is functioning? Not that they keep it near military somewhere. You have seen? Maybe once in life, twice, thrice, 4 times. How many of you seen gun? Revolver or gun or something? Yeah, but how many of you saw it functioning? Somebody shot it, pulled the trigger and bullet came out like that. So that I don't know what the bullet, where the bullet went. Do you see with bullet somebody was killed? That nobody saw. So that maybe for practice somebody was shooting and all that. Very rarely. So we see the weapons of mass destruction are not so much a problem in life for us. But weapons of mass distraction, my God, so many distractions are there. Like that. I go to vices, before even sitting on Vyasasana, they say, so Prabhu, what do you want on this thing, screen? I said, what screen? I will give class. What is screen required in between? No, no, if you want to show something. I said, no, I don't want to show anything. I want to speak and I want you to hear. Just hear. Don't see. Ours is not seeing, ours is hearing process. Submissive oral reception in you. Oh, and they switch on before me only. Means before even I arrive, that is on. Only they are wondering what to show. What does Prabhu want us to show? And they ask also before, do you want laptop? I said, no, what laptop? Laptop is not required. By God's grace, tongue is there that we will use for speaking. Something is retained in the brain from there, and something is there in my notes from there. No laptop, no screen, nothing is required. You hear what I speak, you hear. You look at me, don't look at the screen. One becomes best preacher by looking at the preacher, not by seeing the screen. So many times we see the screen and we say, okay, what all mistakes he committed? This pronunciation was wrong, and oh, this word was wrongly pronounced, or like that. So more of fault finding is nourished, and cross checking, all that kind of thing, than hearing. We hear very less. We are not interested in hearing, and we are interested in only cross checking whether okay he read properly, pronunciation was okay. Like that. If only the screen was not there, I'm not condemning this, but I'm just telling, if the screen was not there, we would have just heard, because we don't know that subject matter anyway. Very rarely somebody in the audience will know some slokas or exact word from there. So, lot of distractions are there. So time or world of distraction. So one has to safeguard himself, and to be focused is very difficult. We may give lecture on Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi Ekeha Kurunandana. That is damn easy thing in life, in one sense, because we may refer to notes and download from internet. So many lectures of so many speakers may be available, but we ourselves may be highly distracted in our spiritual practices. No wonder about it. That is how the Kali Yuga is. Practitioners are most distracted. To be focused is very difficult. Then Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Kyarana Koriyam. There is no other goal, only to serve Guru. That becomes a rare thing only in life. So one has to take a closer look to his own spiritual life and see what all are the distractions. Then he quotes this Tatte Anukampam Sushamikshamaano Bunjana Evatmakritam Vipakam Rudvagvapurbhir Vidadhan Namaste Jive Tayo Muktipade Sadai Bhag. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. So, no matter what the condition in life, how the physical conditions are around us of our body, and what the mental condition, intellectual defeat, egoistic attacks by others, all should be tolerated, and one should just go on and on and on with his devotional practices. With body, keep paying obeisances. With mind, keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And with words, keep preaching. Don't decrease your preaching engagements. A lot of time will be wasted otherwise because of these adverse conditions that we face. One should just go on. Etha tumi vasirah kene yabe alalnath kehatoma nashunabe Viparit Vishairabat. Kindly stay here at Jagannath Puri. Why should you go to Alarnath? Henceforward, no one will approach you about material affairs. He is also comforting. He first confirmed Lord's statements, then he clarified that Gopinath Patnaik is not materialistic person kind of thing. He is a pure devotee, and he did not want to be rescued from this dangerous situation. Those are his friends and others, servants. And then next he's saying, assurance also is giving, no one will approach you about material affairs. So he's going to ensure that also. So this is how we can learn from how a servant should be, how an assistant should be. So he should sympathize or whatever, reconfirm what the master is facing, and then clarify also that somebody whom the master is angry on is not at fault, in case that is the case. And third, making sure that further disturbances from that element or person won't be there. यदि वा तोमार तारे राखीते होय मन आजिये राखिल सेई करिबे रक्षण. Finally, Kashi Mishra told the Lord, if you want to give protection to Gopinath, then Lord Jagannath, who protected him today, will also protect him in the future. So that means we will not, in one sense, ask you to help him. Lord Jagannath's wish, Lord, thy will be done. Nobody can stop Lord's will from getting executed. So Lord Jagannath, as he protected him, he may protect him in future also. Etaboli Kashi Mishra Gela Swamandire. Saying this, Kashi Mitra went to his house. Madhyanne Prataprudra Ailatara Ghare. And in the afternoon, King Prataprudra came to his house, Kashi Mishra's house, Kashi Mishralaya. That is, Gambira is one part of that Kashi Mishra house. So every day Prataprudra would come. Prataprudrera Eka Achaye Niyame. This was the regulation of Prataprudra. Yatadi na rahete Shri Purushottame. As long as he stayed in Shri Purushottam Dha, Nitya Asikare Mishrera Pada Samvahan. Every day he would come to massage the lotus feet of Kashi Mishra. Jagannatha Sevarat Kare Bhyana Shravan. He would come daily to the house of Kashi Mishra to massage his lotus feet. The king would also hear from him about how opulently Lord Jagannath was being served. Because king is concerned about Lord's worship, seva, etc. He is not all the time here. Sometimes he goes to Cuttack and some other places. So when he comes to Jagannath Puri, he will massage Kashi Mishra and Kashi Mishra will inform him about how opulently Lord is being taken care of, served. Raja Mishrera Charana Yabe Chapite Lagila. So now this day, when Prataprudra started massaging the lotus feet of Kashi Mishra, Tabe Mishra Tare Kichu Bhangite Kahila. That time Kashi Mishra informed him about something through hints. Dev Shunara Eka Aparupabat. That my dear king, hear some uncommon news. Mahaprabhu Kshetra Chadi Jabena Alalnath. Mahaprabhu is going to leave Jagannath Puri and go to Alarnath. Shuni Raja Dukkhe Haila Puchilen Karan. The king became distressed by hearing this news and asked the reason. Tabe Mishra Kahe Tare Sabavivaran. Then Mishra told him all the details, what all things happened. Gopinatha Pattanayake Yabe Change Chadaila. When Gopinath Patnaik was raised to the Changa, Tara Sevaka Saba Asi Prabhure Kahila. All his servants came and informed the Lord, requested the Lord. Shuniyakshobita Haila Mahaprabhuraman. Mahaprabhu became very angry. Krodhe Gopinathe Kaila Bahuta Bhassan. He chastised Gopinath Patnaik with great anger. Ajitendriya Haya Kare Raja Vishay Nana Asatpathe Kare Rajadravya Vai. So the chastisement was, because he is mad after sense gratification, the Lord said, he acts as a government servant but spends the government's revenues for various sinful activities. Swatantra Adhika Hoya Rajadhan Brahmaswa Adhika Yai Hoya Rajadhan Taha Hari Bhoga Kare Mahapapijan. The revenue of the government is more sacred than the property of a Brahman. One who misappropriates the government's money and uses it to enjoy sense gratification is most sinful. In Nruga's story, we find after that Nruga, who was King Nruga in previous life, now he was in lizard's body, fallen in that well where the ball of Yadu children had fallen. And when they went there, it was dry well, they saw that there is a huge lizard there. They went running to Krishna and informed that, Father, there is some huge lizard. So could you please rescue it? It's not able to come out. So Krishna went and with his left hand he just pulled it out. And with the touch of Krishna only, again that lizard came back to his original form of King Nruga. When asked who you are, he told how I was King Nruga and I was very big donor. I would give thousands of cows, lakhs of cows. And one such cow returned back and by mistake was given in donation to another Brahmin. Then there was a fight and they did not agree to accept thousands and lakhs and crores of cows in return. They were adamant on having that cow only, which now in one sense was that was not clear whose cow is it, and both of them cursed him, or they went away without that cow. So after his death, he was asked, "Would you like to accept what, good result or bad result?" So he accepted bad first, and he became lizard. And then Krishna delivered him. He went away. But then Krishna instructed all the Dwarkavasis then that how this Brahmaswa, property of the Brahman, should not be misappropriated by even the kings. Anybody who does it, he suffers miserably. Some, I don't know how many, 3, 4, 5, 6 shlokas are there. There Krishna speaks how he, not only him, his son and his son's son, 3 generations will go to hell, and how much they will suffer for thousands of years. All the details are told. And he speaks this all to his royal family members, who are all kings in one sense, so that everybody else understands how important is property of the Brahmin and should not be misappropriated. Otherwise, heavy consequences will be there. Because it's very easy to cheat a Brahmin. He is very poor, he is very lean and thin, he hardly has anything, and somehow if he has got some donation, something, one may just easily want to squander it by some illegal means. But if he does it, how much he will suffer. He looks very lean and thin, but that act of stealing his money will lead to lot of troubles for this person who cheats it illegally. So that's what Krishna tells there. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying the revenue of the government is more sacred than the property of a Brahman. Brahmasva adhika hoy, yei hoy rajadhan. One who misappropriates the government's money and uses it to enjoy sense gratification is most sinful. Raja ra vartan na khai, ara chori kare, rajadandya hoy se shastre ra vichare. One who serves the government but misappropriates the government's revenue is liable to be punished by the king. That is the verdict of all revealed scriptures. निज कौड़ी मागे राजा नाही करे दंड राजा महाधार्मिक यही हय पापी भंड. The king wanted his revenue paid and did not want to enforce punishment. Therefore, the king is certainly very religious, but Gopinath Patanaik is a great cheat. Mahaprabhu is again blaming Gopinath Patanaik. Not Mahaprabhu, sorry, this Kashi Mishra. Raj Kaudi na de amare, but this is the Lord only, Lord's things are being told by Kashi Mishra. Isn't it? Yeah, to Pratap Rudra. So, those speaker is Kashi Mishra, but he's telling what is Lord thinking, speaking, etc. The king wanted his revenue paid and did not want to enforce punishment. Therefore, the king is certainly very religious, but Gopinath Patnaik is a great cheat. Raja Kadina de amare fukare, yei maha dukha iha kesa hite pare. He does not pay the revenue to the king, but he wants my help for release. This is a greatly sinful affair. I cannot tolerate it here. I cannot tolerate it here, so I will go somewhere else. Where? Alalnath. Alalnath jai taha nichinte rahimu, vishaira bhalamanda vartana shunimu. Therefore I shall leave Jagannath Puri and go to Alalnath, where I shall live peacefully and not hear about all these affairs of materialistic people. So in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that, what is that word in Sanskrit? One should stay in seclusion. Anybody remembers? Vivikta Desha Sevitam, something like that. So, Aratir Jana Sansidir. So one should stay in seclusion. Prabhupada clarifies it. That means from materialistic vibration and materialistic people. In the ashram of devotees hearing Krishna Katha, that is not considered bad. That is best thing in life. So we should also ensure that we are not in materialistic circle. How much we hear great souls, pure devotees, and how much we hear with submission materialistic people. We have to analyze our lives daily basis. Sometimes it is likely if you get on the internet, so much of materialistic stuff we will keep hearing. So we are hearing them more or hearing them more submissively than hearing devotees. Bhagavatam class we may feel, oh, what is this? It's very boring. This speaker is very young. We should not think this speaker is very young. Like today, our Dhir Chand Prabhu gave a very wonderful class. As soon as class was over, I told him, give me your that PPT you send me. Nice Shlokas about chastity of women. So he sent me also the same PPT what he, I think, I don't know how many hours preparing PPT. How many hours for preparing that PPT? 6 hours, my God. I got it in 6 seconds when he sent me with the email. Whole preparation. Okay, okay. But still, PPT also must have taken half an hour, 1 hour at least. 2 hours. So see, so it is wonderful. He gave class. You just ask him, why will he not give? He'll not say, oh, nahi. This is from Dhira Shant Das Samhita. Though on the PPT that Dhir Shant is there, Dhir Shant, horizontal, vertical, but no problem. He can give it to us, and then so nice. So we can also quote, isn't it? Nice slokas. How many of you felt it was nice slokas? Yeah, so powerful. And class was also powerful. Taking money from this boss in the company and giving it to buy, ye buy, oh bao, jo bhi hai, foolishly, foolish things. So we should relish devotee association. So we should see whom are we hearing. Now we can say, oh, that class will be what basic class. I don't want to go. Better what? Better sleep in the ashram. Better have mental sleep, SLIP sleep. So that is not good. Morning Bhagavatam, afternoon Brahmachari class, and one personal reading, hearing. This is what is Brahmachari life. When Prabhupada speaks about Brahmachari, in bracket he writes the student life. Student means Vidyarthi. So we have to ensure every day we are learning Vidya. Vidyayam arthayate iti Vidyarthi. Who seeks knowledge. Like that. So every day at the end of the day while sleeping we should ask ourselves only, what new thing did I learn today? That is one thing. And second is, did I get some realization? So that is, now realization may not be necessarily of new thing, but something you got, what you call, convinced of. This is it. It was very powerful. And whole life you are going to follow it now in a particular way. So are we getting to learn something new daily? It is possible only when we are with devotee. Otherwise we will learn some new stuff about materialistic life. Now what is the current status of election? I heard the election is going to go for long period, something like that. So we may be daily interested in the score. What is the score and all? We can better hear what is this score, morning book distribution score. Sometimes when that score is less, we may become very, like today morning, only small books were announced. One Mahabig was there, I think. Somebody did. I don't know, the PDC did or something. So this Prabhu did these 3 small books, 8 small books, 10 small books, 10 small book and 1 Mahabig book. So then devotees, Haribo. Now imagine if we go for distributing so many books, 8 books, 3 books, whatever. It takes a lot of time. It takes time like that. So we did not go. At least that devotee went. It took whatever his 15 minutes, 20 minutes. At least why can't we say Haribol? Now it's okay here, but there you have to say in front of the Lord, and that too for the pleasure of their lordships. But it's like maybe it's our pleasure. Oh, I am not so pleased. Score is very less. Why didn't he distribute 10 Mahabig books or 100 Mahabig books? So I'm not happy. No, it is not about your pleasure. It is their lordships. Their lordships are very happy. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as the pure representative of their lordship, said, even if somebody goes out and distributes one patrika, what do you call, paper in a sense, one page, not even book, one page of that newspaper kind of, then also he would be so ecstatic. Or somebody, he said, nobody comes preach to 4 walls. So some devotee delivered lecture. We should be enthusiastic to appreciate devotees. Prabhupada, introduction of Bhagavad Gita, how was it made? I heard that Prabhupada was supposed to go for some program, but it started raining heavily. So then he thought, okay, as long as rains are there, he did not have umbrella maybe. So he thought, I will just, what I would have spoken there, something like, I will speak the summary of Bhagavad Gita. And he started speaking on dictaphone. He kept on speaking. And that is what is now introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Amazing. 32 pages or something. And very high class kind of summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita in nutshell is there. So we should be able to appreciate devotees. Bhakti means, in one word, means appreciation. How much you appreciate devotees and how much we appreciate devotional endeavors of the devotees. Like that. We should not be morose. We should be ecstatic in appreciating devotees. Otherwise, we will look forward for our appreciation. That danger is always there. To the degree we don't appreciate devotees, to that degree we will be interested in hearing our own glories. Somebody should speak my glories. We will be hankering for that, which is very dangerous. Yesterday, I think in our meeting, somebody asked a question that if we have offended Vaishnavas, what to do? So I was answering, quoting His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj. Means he quotes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat that with the same mouth one drinks poison. If he drinks nectar, then the nectar will nullify the effect of the poison. So with the same mouth one has criticized devotees. Now with the same mouth one should glorify devotees. Speak the glories, and glories are so many. So many. So we should take pleasure in glorifying devotees and not criticizing. Because that criticism will pollute our mind, because it will be Vaishnava aparad. And next day morning in Japa we will be having terrible time. See, like they say that every action has equal and opposite reaction. No sin goes undetected. Chitra Gupta. His CCTV is always on. Chitra Gupta. Secretly, Chitra, your photo is being clicked. Everything that we do in life, everything we speak, and even what we think, that is being registered. And it will be punished at the right time. So similarly, every offense to Vaishnava that we commit in this day, next day it will be given. Sometimes depends on how elevated we are. If we are very gross devotees, a lot of kanishta, then this punishment may come little later. But to the degree we are refined in spiritual life, you do today some mistake, tomorrow morning in Japa you will be punished. Or sometimes in that day only, by evening or within few hours, or very quickly it will be punished. How many of you observed that? See, all of us have, quite some of us have a realization of that. So we cannot take devotee cheaply. Okay, after all I was correct only, he was wrong, so I gave him thrashing. Okay, you gave thrashing and be happy. Now, tomorrow morning you be unhappy, you be miserable. Because Krishna will be very upset with you. Holy name. Krishna says, all living entities are my children. Mamai vamsho jivloke. So devotees are more. Ye bhajanti to mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Those who worship him, serve him, they are more. Krishna loves them more. So whatever wrong we did with devotee, we said wrong or we did wrong with him, that next day only Krishna in the form of holy name will show you off. We slapped a devotee, verbally maybe, so we will get a slap during chanting. So it's very quick. So one has to be extremely careful. Churasya dhara nishidha dairatya durgam pataste kavayo vadanti. Spiritual life means like walking on the razor's edge. Little inattention and there can be a cut. So likewise, one has to be extremely careful. Glorifying devotees little bit more than required is not a problem. But little more criticism or little unnecessarily criticism will be punished a lot. One has to be taking these things very carefully. एत सुनि कहे राजा पाया मने व्यथा सब द्रव्य छाड़ो यदि प्रभु रहे न एथा. Hearing this from the mouth of Kashi Mishra, the king Prataprudra, he became distressed in his mind and immediately said, Sabadravya chhado. I am not interested in all this money which is due to this Gopinath Patnaik. Yadi Prabhu rahenyata. If Mahaprabhu is going to stay here, I am ready to forgo all these dues. Ek akshana Prabhu yadi pai darshan. Even if I get his darshan for one moment, koti chintamani labha nahetarasam. That cannot be compared with Koti Chintamani Labh. Profit of millions of Chintamani stones. Chintamani stones are wish fulfilling stones. So I don't want them at all. So Pratapradra's appreciation is so amazing about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His intense greed is the best example of intense greed. Attraction to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. he says, Jadi sei Mahaprabhu na pai kripa dhan, kiba rajya, kiba deha, sab akaran. If I don't get mercy of that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the use of this kingdom and this body? Sab akaran, all are useless. All these things are useless. Tara pratigya morena koribe darshan, mora pratigya taha bina chhadi bo jivan. If it is the vow of that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he will not give his darshan to me, then it is my King Pratapradra's vow that without him I will give up my body and my kingdom. What determination he had to get the mercy of the Lord. Such determination is required that I am ready to pay any price to get Krishna Prem. कौन छार पदार्थ यही दुई लक्ष कहन प्राण राज्य करो प्रभु पदे निर्मंचन. I do not care about this small sum of 200,000 kahanas. What to speak of this? I would indeed sacrifice everything at the lotus feet of the Lord, including my life and kingdom. मिश्र कहे कौड़ी छाड़ी बा नहे प्रभु रमन तारा dukha paye nayaya sahan. So Kashi Mishra is again clarifying to king also. Kashi Mishra hinted to the king, it is not the Lord's desire that you forfeit the payment. He is unhappy only because the whole family is troubled. So money is not a problem. That Gopinath Patnaik eventually could pay as per his possibility, whatever. But the most important is his family members are getting trouble. Last time there was one confusion, I had not been able to clarify. Whether the Vaninath Patnaik Mahaprabhu asked that he was chanting Hare Krishna Mantra or Gopinath Patnaik. It is Vaninath Patnaik only, because the family members were also troubled. So Mahaprabhu was asking about Vaninath Patnaik, who was given to him in his service by Bhavanand Rai. He had given his son, Vaninath Patnaik. So Mahaprabhu asked about him. What was Vaninath Patnaik doing when these troubles were going on or being given by the royal people? So that time it was told that he was continuously chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that was about Vaninath Patnaik. Because I cross-checked in Bangla book, Chaitanya Charitamrita of Gaudiya Mata. So they have given Vaninath Patnaik. So they will not commit mistake. Nor is there mistake in this also. It is appropriate only. Any question? We are supposed to give few minutes for question.
Hare Krishna. Like when King Prataprudra would go to massage lotus feet of Kashi Mishra, so is there a description that the Prataprudra would go to Gambhira and take darshan of the Lord from distance or like that something?
I have not heard like
because
that.
he's there only. He's going to serve Kashi Mishra and Gambhira is part of his house.
He will not do that because Lord doesn't want to see him. No? He will not do it in an inappropriate way. He was given assurance, don't worry, you will get the opportunity. So when that Rath Yatra time came, that is the time Sarvam Bhattacharya guided him. Now king, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is resting in Jagannath Vallabh garden, when Lord Jagannath is being offered bhoga in Balamandi, in the, what they call, Balagandi. So now is the appropriate time. You change to civilian dress and massage his feet, sing Gopi Geet, and you will get the mercy of the Lord. So he was told to be little patient, hold on. Some other endeavors were happening, like Lord's Bahirvas was given when Nityanprabhu requested. Or okay, you don't want to meet him, then at least could you meet his son? So because son is also extension of oneself. So Lord had agreed and that pastime happened. But as far as Prataprudra is concerned, he was told to, and he also respected in that sense. He was very desperate, but he did not want to unlawfully, against the will and wish of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what you call, Maryada Vyatikraman kind of thing. He did not want to cross his limits.
So he didn't request Kashi Mishra also to please tell the Lord that he is there in
to
your
Kashi
house.
Mishra there is no mention as far as I remember. But to Sarvam Bhattacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanprabhu, and they all saw him, how desperate he was. And they were making arrangements, different arrangements.
Yes. you mentioned that Susukham Kartumabhyam, Gita verse. So, but we see that there are some services, even great devotees, even like Prabhupada, at his time, he was telling that you all take the responsibility, don't bother me with management. Or even we see GBCs, they resign from their post because too much management. And even some brahmacharis, senior devotees, they don't want to get into this. So how to understand this? Like this is also service. Management is also service.
Prabhupada did not want to get rid of it. In the first place, he would not have gone only to West. But he wanted now them to mature by taking the responsibility and leave him free for writing books mainly. That was his concern because he won't be there for a long time. According to the scriptures, it's mandatory for every sannyasi, at least before he dies, he writes one book. Certainly, Prabhupada was not just a sannyasi, Prabhupada was founder Acharya of ISKCON. So he had to give many books like that. So that was his concern. But he was handling the management. He did not any time say, hell with the whole thing, I am not going to come. He never said like that. But he wanted to make it clear to them also that they should also have to take, like the babies, they should not remain. They have to take responsibility more and more so that Prabhupada is set free. Set free means not necessarily fully, but to quite some extent, great extent, so that he can write. That he writes in the purports also. Now the disciple should take the responsibility so that the spiritual master can be sitting and writing books, etc.
And about other two, like this is Prabhupada, I mentioned about sannyasis, GBCs also, they want to get, and then senior brahmacharis.
They also have to, that frustration may come when we get it into that some disturbance in the mind, like that. If you see it spiritually, it will never create a problem. Management is many times seen as a headache. Yes or not? And many times people also ask, if I am the leader, like that. So like leader means like I am the boss only. That mood of boss should not be there. If it is there, then it will be a big trouble. In a sense, it will lead to frustration and all that. Do it knowing that Krishna wants me to be there. So do it. Little peaceful is required. Peaceful approach is required, which requires goodness, which many times may not be there. We can see that sannyasi was counting cement bags. He said, Prabhupada, what is this? I came to Vrindavan. Instead of chanting Radhe Radhe, all these cement bag number 1, 2, 3, what is this? Like that. So Prabhupada said, yes, this is also kirtan only. Construction, sound. Prabhupada said, this is kirtan. So when you have right attitude, right vision towards things and people, then it will not be frustrating like that.
Yeah,
Certainly that was very heavy period in ISKCON.
No, I'm not talking about the current scenario. We see many very senior, advanced GBCs, they want to resign. And many have resigned also.
So we have to ask them why they felt like that. Their reason.
And we
Sometimes there could be other, like when I was in ISKCON Youth Forum of Pune, I am now also, but not officially. So because I had one project at any given time, so that's why I was part of the management meeting. But eventually I had no more project. Our Warangal was taken care by Shadbhuj Varangal. I was just going because last few councillors were there, final year and all that. So I was visiting preacher and I was going to VIT Vellore. They're also not a big thing. And eventually after NVCC opened up, I had no responsibility. But the meetings were going on. And in the meeting, I felt it was very offensive. It was too much of charging on each other and all that. Not charging each other, charging on each other. So then I, at one point of time, met Rajeshampru personally and said, Prabhu, could you please relieve me from these management meetings? He said, no, you are very senior, you are very much required. I said, why it is required? Your presence matters. I said, why presence? In my presence, so many offenses happen. I don't think my being so-called senior is of any use. So I like your personal classes, I'll attend your Saturday evening classes and Bhagavatam you give. But from these management meetings, if I could be, and I don't have any project anyway. So why should I be there in the meeting? And if you don't have project, many times your words don't have weightage. You understand, no? Like that. Like understand, no? Like all the ladies who are taking care of children, in that some barren woman who doesn't have children, so she is not given importance. Like that, it happens in management. So then he understood the point. He understood, okay, you are not against spiritual life and all services, but certainly he understood my role was not there in one sense. So then he relieved me. So did not want to be part of those management meetings because of the heavy offenses that were going on. Because I felt, why should I contaminate my heart unnecessarily? Isn't it? If the management meetings were very smooth, like with Radheshampru years before, we would have what management meeting first half an hour, 1 hour, he would only speak from Bhagavatam and all that. One point of time, we all, Rupavrunda counselors, Chetan Champru, Sri Guchampu, myself. So Radheshampru said, you all will share in this meeting, today's meeting, you all will share what you have been reading and hearing and something which touched your heart. So then we went in the kutir, that kutir there, Kunjaveri temple, and then he did kirtan for 10-15 minutes, then prayers, and then he said, before you all speak, I'll just speak something from Bhagavatam. And he started speaking 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, and it went beyond the, what you call, the end point of that meeting. And then we all said, Prabhu, now it's very late, could we end now because we have so many other things also. Then he said, okay, sorry for going over time, and he ended. And then we all left the kutir. After going to ashram, I was thinking, what was the agenda? Agenda was that we were supposed to speak, what we have been reading, hearing. But he only spoke from Bhagavatam for so long, which was over time only, and everybody wanted that to be stopped like that. So this was very nice. This was management meeting in which pure Krishna Katha was going on. Though we could not speak, but he spoke pure Krishna Katha, and we are happy to hear that. So that is okay. But otherwise, if you directly charging, this will not work. So we have to many times, as Shamana Prabhu said, that we are separate and the agenda is separate. We have to shoot at the agenda, not at the person. So many times, at least in those meetings which I was attending, I was saying that persons were offending each other. So I took off, and some of the devotees faced a lot of difficulties in their life because of those things. So I did not want to be part of that. So these particular GBCs also, if asked personally, they might tell some things like this. I don't think they were frustrated with service itself. That cannot be the case. Especially when one is senior, one is very advanced in consciousness, attitude is very devotional. There is no question of feeling frustrated by any service. Service cannot be frustrating. It is like saying, Radharani is very frustrating to me. I don't want Radharani in my life. How can one say that? Radharani is what we want. Her mercy only we want. If somebody has committed offenses, then he may feel frustration with Radharani. Otherwise, no question. Aparad, apagatta radha. So aparad, Radharani is gone away from his life. That is different. Otherwise, service can never be. It is very blissful. Anandambudhi vardhanam pratipadam purna amrutam. This is the first benefit. First sloka only. First sloka is the beginning. It goes Ashlishava is height, which we cannot reach. Maybe Radharani only. Mahavav Swarupini. But otherwise, it has to be there. Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam Pratipadam. Every step you should be relishing Krishna consciousness. If not, then there are some serious problems. Our outlook towards service, our aparads to the devotees, something is there. Just like now I do like this, no problem. Because healthy body. But if some boil is there and with swelling, I do like this, my God, I will never do conscientiously, nor will I allow anybody else to touch there. Because there is a problem there. We all can see, when we are healthy body, but when it is, then sometimes when we have some problem, backache, even sitting is a problem, no matter what you do. So like that, some problem is there for sure. We have to find out. For these GBCs, we can ask personally each one of them. They will reveal. In private, they will reveal, for sure. They will reveal. Public, they will not. Yes, any other?
Thank you.
Yes.
Project that initial part you told.
Sorry, you had raised hand. But
Initial part you had mentioned very nicely that there is karma beej, there is jnana beej.
Prabhupada mentioned, you all can read 19th chapter, Madhya Lila, 152nd verse and purport you read. Powerful purport. After the class, I asked them, how many of you felt this purport was very powerful? Everybody said, Hari Bol. Very powerful purport. Means clarity is given for sadhakas.
So, Guruji, in my own life, I see that my superiors mercifully give me the services which I like, and due to my modes and conditionings, I have not that much appreciation for other services, which my superiors don't give me. And
we should not hate any service. We should appreciate all services. But for me, just like I go for prasadam, like all of you know also what I take. I don't hate what all you all take. I appreciate all that. But for me, I cannot take that. For me, that's simple. All that. We cannot hate. It's a prasad only, na? So like that, services are services.
So, Guruji, some thought comes in my mind that, this service includes or consists of these all shortcomings which make me disturbed or agitated.
Your
or
service or other services?
my services means the other services which are not being given to me. So hence I try to refrain myself from those services to be given to me. So is it that I am watering Gyan Bij by practicing like this?
Could be. Some amount of Gyan Bijas are there. So you ask your superior, na? See, devotee is surrendered. So he'll ask superior, see, Prabhu, somehow I feel that I am not so much interested in this service. I have been attached and doing those services only. So if you want me to give this service, could you please tell me how to set right my mind? My mind is not agreeing on all this. So then he will give some inputs, something by which your mindset may change, at least over a period of time, if not immediately. And then you got to go on. Anytime we feel frustrated and we feel, no, you know, Gyanis and what is liberation? You know, Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti, all the frustration or miseries I want to get rid of. So if in any service you feel like it's a miserable, I want to get rid of it. So then, just like I go out, like I was out for 38 days. So sometimes, yes, true, that I went too much, extended too much. So then body trouble, little sleep comes in the morning, Japa, because slept less and exerted too much. So I understand it's my problem. I became passionate. That's why I have little trouble now. But it's not a problem with traveling and preaching. That's not a problem. That's a bliss. It's a fun. But because I crossed my limits, I went little passionately, then I have to suffer. Similarly, health-wise also, His Grace Vishwarup Prabhu said, he's doctor also, so he said, if you, extract more from your body, more than whatever to be taken, then in the future, the body will make you flat and extract from you that what was not provided to it. Sometimes it could be for prolonged period, months together or years together, because you crossed particular limit which should not have been crossed.
So Prabhuji, if I am ready to do, if I am being told for that, though I don't like it, but I am ready to do for the pleasure of superior, that means I am safely situated?
That means?
Does it mean I am safe, means I am not that watering that pollution?
Yeah, appreciation should be there. See, Prabhupada's definition of devotional service in one word is appreciation. You should be able to appreciate devotees, you should be able to appreciate all the services and all the things that are there. Everything is animate and inanimate, is owned and controlled by the Lord. This is Ishavasya Idam Sarvam, consciousness.
Service appreciation is not there, but pleasure of superior is there.
So, service also, what is the problem? All the 9 processes of devotional service are expansions of Srimati Radharani only. So, why can't we appreciate any of the 9 or all of the 9? I may not be able to do it, my deficiency, but others are able to do it. Some devotee does Shravanam very nicely, some does Kirtanam, somebody does Archanam, Vandanam. So I may not be able to do it, but why can't I appreciate them and that service also? Isn't it? Same thing about Prasadam, isn't it? We should not hate any of the items, all are Prasadam only. You may not want because you have some problem, isn't it? Not a Prasadam fault, it's our bodily some shortcoming. Prasadam is Prasadam. Okay, so we will end.
Thank you.
ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी।